children of the night. What music they make. They're all gonna laugh at you!
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What's that?
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brain.
Welcome to Final Guys, where you're getting a little bit of the OG flavor. The original three, the Fab Three, are here tonight. Unfortunately, Chad can't make it. He's trapped under something heavy, and he can't make it to his computer.
He's blow drying his hair tonight.
I'm going to trim the beard. But anyway, this is all you need. We've proven time and time again. You just need the three of us. Although I think this is Chad's first time missing an episode, which is crazy.
I think it is.
Everyone's entitled to miss an episode except Jason.
I know. I love that.
It's kind of the rule. Tonight.
Sometimes it's nice when they're not here. Kind of cleanse the palate a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
All of us. For all of us.
Yeah. Tonight we're reviewing a movie that's named after my favorite word to say, The Monkey. The Stephen King adaptation by Mr. Osgood Parkinson's, whatever. Quick follow-up to Longlegs. I mean, this is like 2 movies in less than a year.
And another one dropping this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hasn't he done 1 movie in like 8 years? And now he's got 3 in like a year? That's wild.
I think he's gone from like the slow burn to a quicker pace, and maybe that makes the filming quicker.
Maybe.
Or
Maybe.
he wants to make money. So, before we go into the usual shenanigans, we have drinking words provided to us by Mr. Sheridan Bradford. And what would they be?
Well, they would be for Jack, amusing comedy and legs. For Hunter, skeleton, humor, and kills. For me, short, dying, or comedy. We won't read Lutzky's because he's fallen and he can't get up. And the bonus words are King, Perkins, and Drum.
Drum. Oh, by the way, Adam Beckley, we are glad to have you back. He said he was in the ER last week with the flu.
Jeez.
I can relate. I've been still coughing.
Can I give you a little fluids and a Z-Pack or something?
You're an old, broken down man, though. He's a young, vibrant.
Virile.
How do you know that? There's just a picture of somebody with sunglasses.
His name's Adam Beckley, of course.
Yeah. I think the average age of people who listen to us is about 64.
I'm pretty sure that's so bad it's good for me.
That's about the average age of the people on the show. So, without further ado, I don't care if anyone did anything this week. Let's get right into the news because I'm excited.
Oh, okay. Here we go. It's the news. Yay.
Welcome to the news.
I love to throw curveballs at Jason.
Big time.
Finger on the trigger.
I actually had something to talk about, too. But whatever. Go ahead, Jack. I don't care.
The news is sponsored by whatever Jason had to talk about. Jason, I'll throw it to you real quick.
I wanted to ask you guys, have you ever heard of the movie Tiptoes with Gary Oldman and Matthew McConaughey? Kate Beckinsale, Peter Dinklage. Have you ever heard of this? It's like 20 years old, 23 years old. Someone sent it to me. It is a movie where Gary Oldman is the lead character and he's a dwarf.
Come on.
I shit you not. He's walking around on his knees the entire movie.
God.
It is so insane. We just watched it on Friday. The episode will come out Thursday. I had to move it up because I have like a bunch of episodes recorded. I had to move it up because this is so freaking insane.
With a crazy cast.
Yes. Like there are 2 or 3 Oscar winners on this cast and Gary Oldman walking around on his knees.
You had me at Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, exactly.
Kate Beckinsale says some of the most insane shit ever in this. She's asking McConaughey, whose his whole family are dwarves. She's asking if he's ever banged dwarves. And then he's like, oh, when we were kids, we played doctor and stuff. And she's like, so you had a circle jerk with a bunch of little people? Like, what is happening?
Oh, my God. I have to watch this movie.
Oh, my God. I cannot believe I had not heard of this. It is freaking wild.
That sounds amazing.
Tiptoes. That's the name of it?
It's called Tiptoes. I cannot prepare you for how insane this movie is. Every single thing in it is absolutely.
Well, you said Gary Oldman is playing a dwarf.
Yes.
And what is Dinklage playing?
A dwarf. French for some reason.
So they didn't do some like forced perspective where Dinklage is bigger than everybody.
No, but they did it with Oldman a lot. Like it's like Peter Dinklage. Why isn't he just the main character? Why is Gary Oldman in the movie?
You got a guy who comes already in the role.
Yes, it's so crazy. And then
maybe what you were looking for was right under your nose the whole time, literally.
You know, Jack, that reminds me of that video we shared last week about the Temu Jennifer Lopez.
And then every time after I do an unboxing, I always grab the top movie I have on the list to show you guys, and that is, I didn't even look at it, The Sex Substitute.
Whoa!
On VHS. Can I show you the back? Yep, no boobs on the back. Don't know what this is, but I'm sure it's insane.
It looks Skinemaxy.
It just went number 1 on my watch list.
It's only $6.99 on a used VHS from the rental store.
Wow.
I
don't have a VHS player. I haven't had one in so long.
I have several.
Well, you need to. You need every available medium.
They're breaking a lot. Like I'm finding as I try to rip these VHS tapes, half of them don't even work anymore. They're all degrading.
All apart. Next thing, people are going to send you like old Nickelodeons. Turn on the crank. Oh, look at this.
You know what's probably going to happen on the Sex Substitute? Is there's going to be like one scene where the tape is really worn out from people rewinding. I have a feeling that's going to happen.
Yeah, when you open that, wear gloves.
Oh, yeah. Shit, I didn't even think about that. Great.
Like when I send you a book, wear gloves.
Okay, that's it. Tiptoes. Right. Go watch it.
All right.
Now, back to the news.
Our top story tonight is a big one.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Caesar's upcoming movie, Clown in a Cornfield, the trailer dropped.
Oh, nice.
Done by the guy who did Dale and Tucker versus Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Go out. I believe the trailer has already gotten 1 million views on Instagram.
Oh, cool.
That's crazy.
And it's the trailer is awesome. I can't wait to see this movie. It looks really funny.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's in a different direction than the book.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the book's not funny.
No.
And the movie looks like Dale and Tucker.
Yeah, even though you'd think with the title Clown in a Cornfield, it might be like tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
It doesn't really read that way. Interesting. All right.
I think it comes out in May, right?
I think so. I've got it on our spreadsheet. I got it marked. So, but congratulations to him, man. That's it. I mean, he's crushing it, man, and it looks awesome. So,
and not his first movie, so he's just racking them up now. We knew him when he was just a young pup.
Remember how we found out that Mike Flanagan is doing The Dark Tower?
Yep.
Well, it was reported on the internet recently that Stephen King was writing some additional material, like Dark Tower material that wasn't in the book for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Then Stephen King came out the other day and said, actually, I'm not writing anything for the Dark Tower. The internet was wrong. So if you were all excited about Stephen King writing for Mike Flanagan's Dark Tower, false alarm. The news business is tricky, people.
Dude, that's wild because I read an article about it yesterday to Erin because she's dying for the Dark Tower. It's her favorite book series ever. And I read a quote in the article from Stephen King about working on material. So that quote is just completely fabricated?
Probably.
According to
maybe it's an old quote from like 20 years ago on a different project.
That's insane.
Who knows? Next week they'll be like, nope, just kidding. He is.
Did you guys see his triumphant return to X?
Yeah.
Oh, he's back?
Yeah, he's back.
What? There wasn't enough going on in Blue Sky?
Dude, that guy is out of his mind.
He is.
Did either of you guys start another like account on Threads or Blue Sky or anything like that?
I've stopped. Anytime there's new social media, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. I don't even use the social media I have now. I don't need another.
Yeah.
I might focus solely on MySpace. I got to resurrect that.
I hate check Facebook and Twitter.
That's just whatever.
I don't do anything. No.
Some sad news. Our boy Reggie from Phantasm
Yeah.
has been checked into hospice and is in rough shape.
Oh no.
However, his wife and he have reached out and said, fans, if you want to send him a note or something to tell him you love him, kind of thing like that, they're encouraging it. So you can go, if you Google Reggie Bannister, you can find information. So if you're a big Reggie fan and you want to send him a card, brighten his day, they're encouraging it. So,
Yeah, they gave a P.O. box where you could send stuff over.
yeah, it's in California.
I've
P.O.
never-
Box 4387, Crestline, California, 92325.
I've never written fan mail before, but I might have to.
Well, you
That
better do
dude's-
it before they shrink them in another
That's
dimension.
That's a shame, man. Reggie's a true legend. Like a true legend. A guy who's famous from one movie series and everybody loves him.
Yeah, and that news, I saw that the other day. It just hit. I felt like I didn't get any warning about this, but supposedly he's had Parkinson's since 2016 and his health has been declining. So it's sad.
I mean, how old is he? That first movie came out in the 70s.
Probably in the 70s, right around there.
Probably. I mean, he's looked basically the same across all four movies.
He's like Donald Pleasance. Look the same forever.
A quick note. HalloweenCostumes.com. This year, you will be able to purchase, you know those giant skeletons they have at Home Depot?
Oh, yeah.
Well, HalloweenCostumes.com said, hold my beer. 50-foot inflatable Stay Puft Marshmallow Man
Oh, my God.
for $999.
50 feet? How are you going to
50
stake that down?
Storm comes, there it goes.
You have
$1,000 bucks.
You tie it to your house.
Concrete footers.
You tie it to your house, and then it pulls up your house like up.
Right.
There's
Jeez.
also those smaller versions. There's a 33-footer for $594, a 25-footer for $509, 15-footer for $299, an 8-footer for $99. That's more on my speed. They also have Annabelle and the Nun and some other stuff. But I just thought, like, man, if you're pimping a 50-foot Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, your neighbors must love you.
Oh, I would shoot a hole in that so fast.
I'm thinking I could probably rock one of those at some point in the future. But I just would be afraid it would tear or blow away. Like the
Have
first
one of your
storm
Minion
wind.
fans send it to you for your openings.
Toten, get working on it.
Toten!
Handmade.
But I live in a townhouse. Can you imagine if I put that in my front yard? My 8x8 yard.
That would be awesome.
Shit.
That seems like a tremendous waste of money. Just going to go out on a limb there.
Dude, our whole lives are waste of money. Look at all the shit behind you, me, Jack's whole house.
Yeah, but I think this whole
That's what we
bookshelf probably is less than the marshmallow. So,
You know,
come on.
that reminds me, when I went and saw the monkey, they had this monkey popcorn
Yeah.
thing that was amazing. It was $50.
Yep.
And because I just moved and got rid of so much stuff, I was like, I'm not even tempted to buy this because
Whoa.
I looked at it and I was like, oh, wow. No, I'm not going to buy that.
Finally growing up. I don't think I like this.
I don't want to give away how I felt about the movie, but I'll say this. I wasn't compelled by the movie to come back out and, oh my God, I have to have this.
Spoiler.
I'm
Oh,
not saying whether that maybe I liked the movie enough that I just didn't need the popcorn, but I'm saying it wasn't like when I saw Pulp Fiction and I was like, I think I'm watching one of my favorite movies ever.
Oh, I saw Pulp Fiction not knowing what it was, and I just had a huge blowout with my wife, and I just went to the movies to calm down. I came out of that wanting to murder. Like I was more pumped up and full of violence than when I went in. It's like I'm gonna have to drive around for an hour.
The last piece of news
That's big news night.
is
like it.
purely here to make you feel old. If Reggie going into hospice didn't make you feel old, Today is Isabel Furman's birthday. That's the girl from Orphan.
Yeah.
She is 28 years old today.
Holy crap.
I thought you were going to say 48. Wow.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, a few years ago, they had talked about they were thinking they could pull off a Orphan 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
28 years old. I'm going to say
If Gary Oldman can play a dwarf across Matthew McConaughey,
Anything is
can be done.
possible.
let's see what they do with the Millie Bobby Brown when Stranger Things comes back and she's 45.
But you know what? She just did The Orphan 2 when she must have been like 25. It's not much of a difference between 25 and 28. Unless you're smoking the crack. So, and she looks all right. So she might be able to pull it off.
It's just in. Isabel Furman is on crack.
Isn't Millie Bobby
Unconfirmed
Brown
reports.
posting like sexy pictures on the internet now?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that's-
She's like a
Yeah.
bombshell now. She's married to Bon Jovi's kid.
Who looks just like him. She's 21. She just turned 21. She can finally have her first drink.
Is the new season coming out this year? Like, what's the deal?
Supposedly.
This
Is
is
it?
ridiculous.
This is the last, though, right?
Well, it's the last, but then I hear that they're going to have Stranger Things spin-offs, so the universe is going to live on,
Oh, my
even though
God.
our main characters. So don't be surprised when one of these guys gets their own show.
Did you guys get a trailer for Wolf Binhard's movie?
Yes.
In front of...
Yeah. It looked funny.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Hopefully they didn't give all the gags away, and then you go see the movie like, oh.
I was like, okay.
I don't need to see another trailer for the Novocaine movie, for God's sakes.
I was just going to say that. I have seen the Novocaine trailer in every movie for the last 4 months, it feels like.
3 or 4 months.
Do I
What the
hear?
hell is that?
I don't know.
That sounds like you, Hunter.
Oh, it's probably... Oh,
It's not
there it is.
me.
It's turned off. It's turning off. I wish it was David Lee Roth. It's not my phone, by the way.
What the hell
It's a
was
phone,
that?
It's a phone that was left in here.
It's the haunted house phone.
It sounded like a buzzer on a door.
Yeah.
You answer it, and the poltergeist guy goes, "You're all gonna die in there."
It's my wife's phone.
Is
Oh.
Hunter there?
Hello? Do you want to go see the monkey?
Touch my monkey. So happy birthday, Isabel Furman. That is all the news that's fit to print.
All right. Let's go on to a shorter version. The phone is going to turn off in a second because I'm going to throw it against the wall. And let's go talk about the things we watched.
We have such sights to show you.
Wow, the insides of a phone are very complex. All right. Jack, you did, what was it, 5 news stories tonight? That might be a record.
Something is.
Did you know Chad wasn't going to show up? We had time?
Look, man, you can't
think-
control the news.
I think you're the one that threw the filing cabinet on him.
Now I threw him under the bus.
All right, let's start with Mr. Drumfoo.
I watched The Gorge.
Hey.
I was really curious because it's highly rated, and Jack was kind of, it's fine on it. And I was pumped to see this because I like both actors. I did not know Scott Derrickson directed this. So I was like blown away when I saw
Forgot to
his
mention
name.
that.
The classic story of 2 snipers on the opposite side of a secret gorge put there by their government. You don't know what's in the gorge or why, and they have a year-long stay to try to keep things from coming out of the gorge, and they begin a long-distance romance between snipers. I absolutely loved the first 3 quarters of this movie. Like, the romance part, which is what I expected to suck, was really well done.
Wait,
The back
romance
and-
spoke to you?
The back and forth between them was good.
Wow.
I mean, there's long stretches where I don't even know if there's dialogue. I'm trying to think back. It's really well done. And the idea of the gorge is very interesting. It kind of reminded me of my first novel, The Gate. I kind of had a similar idea around a church in it.
Mhm.
This is a very fun movie. until probably I don't want to say it's never not fun. It gets silly at the end, and the CG at a couple points is bad, like bad. There's some fog that's just. I don't even know why they kept that in the movie. It looks not good. And then there's another scene of an escape that looks bad and just doesn't play well. And then when you kind of, as they wrap up the story, there's like one little tweak I would have done that would have made it feel better. But I'm kind of nitpicking, but I think it's mostly because I was all in on this movie. And then I was like, Jack sucks. He doesn't know shit. And then like they get to a certain point and I'm like, damn it. Jack might be right. Damn it.
Oh,
it's not bad. It is not a bad movie. It's just that I was so into it that when it finally ended, I was like, yeah, it was okay.
It's better when they're above the gorge and not in the gorge.
Yes, exactly. Which is, you would think it would be reversed.
Right.
Because when it first happens, I was like, here we go. I'm all in. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And then it just slowly goes down till the end. Still a good movie. Still enjoyed it. Even at its length, which didn't bother me. It's over 2 hours long. It didn't feel like it. I dug it.
I am blown away that your heart grew just a little bit for 3/4 of the movie.
It thawed a little bit, but then it froze right back up.
I said when I watched it, I liked the love story better than the monster part.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on? What's this salty discharge?
Well, this isn't like my regular salty discharge.
You will love Anna Taylor-Joy in this. She's great. She nails her performance. She's badass. Sexy badass.
She can't help but be.
You'll dig it. Miles Teller, I don't think I've ever seen this dude where I didn't like him. Like, he is outstanding.
Did you see The Offer about The Godfather?
No.
It's
God.
It's 10-episode miniseries. It's so good.
It's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
It's so good.
He's in it?
He's the lead guy.
He's the star.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So good.
He is really good in everything. So it's a good movie. And this is one of those where I'm like, dude, we have to main feature. This would honestly still be a good main feature to talk about if we don't have something some week. It's just, this is like an 8 for me, 8 or a 9, and then like by the end it's like 6.5.
Fell into a gorge.
Yeah, still enjoyed it. I still liked it. Just yeah.
I'm gonna
I'm
make
on
it
the
a point to
exact same
watch
page
it.
as you.
So this will be in my curation next week. So now I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna see where I
You're
fall.
just gonna love it to spite us.
I might. I just might.
Depends. Does his wife watch it with him?
Probably fall asleep.
With the buzzing going off in the background the whole time?
No, she colors. She colors on her phone all the time, so it's nice and quiet, just coloring. It's just me tapping a screen. Jack, what you got?
I got a doozy for you.
More than tiptoes?
If possible.
Hear this one. The king of found footage has found another one. Brand new found footage movie called The Ceremony is About to Begin. It's an hour and 10 minutes long.
Okay.
It is about a guy in northern or somewhere in California who's doing a documentary about a cult and near Mount Shasta in California. That's sort of an Egyptian cult.
My
And
favorite.
His ex-girlfriend was in it and sent him a note, and it got him curious.
Is King Tut on a door? Like a house door?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
So he goes and then he meets the cult leader. So the first part of this movie is like a mockumentary, and then it turns into like found footage as he goes up to meet the guy and see the grounds or whatever, the camp. This movie is kind of like what's that one? What's the one that's like Jonestown, the Sanctuary, or not the Sanctuary?
The Sacrament.
Sacrament. Sacrament meets Creep with mummies.
You're kind of selling me on this movie.
It is. I would never recommend this movie to anybody except like people who watch this show, found footage people. I mean,
People who revel in crap.
what else do you need to hear? Like, there's a found footage movie that takes place in Northern California that's got, you saw all this Egyptian stuff and mummy stuff.
This sounds awesome.
And the cult leader is kind of like a creep guy.
Wow.
I can't say it's a good movie, but it's worth a watch. If you're a found footage person, it's worth a watch. It's only an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's
And
nothing.
Just to see again, these found footage movies always have like these goofy gags in them. It's, so
Do they have
just
like, does it open with a bunch of people traveling in a van talking and just being?
No, it
annoying?
opens like a mockumentary. So they're like people getting interviewed. So you're learning about the cult.
All right.
That's actually really good. Really well done. Again, I was entertained by this ultra goofy movie. And when I just was like, I can't believe I just watched a found footage movie that had like, it wasn't supposed to be in Egypt or anything. It's in friggin' Northern California. And it's got like mummies and stuff.
Good God.
I am going to watch this tomorrow, I think.
Is it on Prime?
No, I had to rent it for like $2-3.
Oh, that's nothing.
Oh, yeah, I see it on Amazon for $2.
And it's, like I said, it's like an hour and 9 minutes or something like that.
Dude,
Even better, man.
It sounds interesting.
I'm telling you, if we're looking for something stupid to watch, main feature.
Whoa, that's
It's
pretty
not
big right there.
only because we get a lot of laughs at it.
All right.
My dumbass brother's in the chat.
Yeah. Just
Wow.
watch what you say, Jason.
Why don't you fix a staircase?
I broke my sawzall. I got time to kill.
No, it's more like I lost my sawzall. Where'd I put it?
I lost my sawzall.
Hey,
Hey,
how about a hot dog? All right. So I was flipping through my phone, and I you know how your phone listens to you. So
Oh, yeah.
I had been talking about the X-Files an hour earlier, and all of a sudden I'm getting all these X-Files recommendations on my phone.
Is that why I
And-
get all these racist recommendations all the time?
How many times can I buy Mein Kampf? So it said, hey, if you like the X-Files, if you like that X-Files vibe, check this out. So it's a series. I found it on Prime. It's called The Kettering Incident. Which
How
at
do you
first,
spell that?
Kettering.
Got it.
And at first I thought, well, that's an impossible name. And I'm thinking, well, no, Sloan Kettering. If I just take out the Sloan, you'll remember it. This is a series set in Tasmania, which it is the first adult drama filmed in Tasmania. And Tasmania is the home of Severed Press, my favorite publisher. So it starts out with these two teen or preteen girls riding their bikes in like the forbidden forest. And they see lights through the trees and a weird sound. And one of the girls gets off her bike, goes into the woods where the lights are, and then it cuts to the other girl covered in blood, completely traumatized, and her friend is gone, and her friend never comes back. And in the show, the townspeople, some of them make money off this thing, the Kettering Incident. There's like one shop that sells like snow globes and stuff, so it's like the big UFO lore kind of thing.
the Frogman.
The main star of it, you'll know her if you see her. She's 6'3" in real life. She was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Elizabeth Debicki. You look her up, you'll know her. Very tall, blonde.
Is she the one that was like the gold chick in
I think
Guardians?
so.
That was she was in that Cloverfield movie.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, I know
yes.
who this is. Yeah.
Because I'm watching this movie, I'm going, she is towering over every single person in this movie.
She's in the
Tenet.
Maxine.
Yes, she's in Maxine too. Everybody,
Oh,
I think,
that's
was in
right.
Maxine. We'll find this out.
Everybody's
over
in
time.
Maxine.
Yeah.
There's a
Apparently
mummy in
she
Maxine.
Apparently she was in the Cloverfield paradox. I'm surprised none of us remember that. Because
I
Yeah.
mentioned it. I just mentioned it.
Oh, you did? Oh,
I wiped that movie out of my brain.
me too.
So anyway,
That's the only thing I remember from that. It's like, oh, it's the Guardians of the Galaxy chick.
cut to 20-something years later. she's a doctor in England, and she's having weird episodes and kind of missing time. And she goes back home to Tasmania, where everybody, including her father, pretty much hates her guts. And you're like going, what the hell, man? This girl was the victim. And it's this whole mystery of the town. Another girl goes missing, a teenage girl who's fascinated by the Kettering incident. She goes missing. There are tree huggers out there battling guys who want to like take down the forest. There's weird stuff going up on a hill. There's weird stuff underground. I will tell you this: it's excellent. It definitely has X-Files vibes. So if you're looking for that kind of feeling, you're going to get it. It's a little bit of a slow burn for a while. The worst part is, if that phone doesn't die in 2 seconds,
That was
I'm
a
gonna
phone
die.
that sounded like a car blowing its horn.
I can't
It's
take it.
Lutsky levels of phone interference.
I know, but it's not my freaking phone. I
blame
can't be
Lutsky.
blamed for this one. So, it's a limited series because they just never picked it up for season 2. So you're going to get some answers at the end, but you're going to be left with so many questions.
I hate that.
Screw that.
Yeah, that kind of pissed me off. But I mean, as far as the look of it, the soundtrack, the performances, it's off the charts. Really, really good. But yeah, the killer is, that there's more that you're never going to discover what the hell it is. So
That
But-
sucks.
yeah,
I just added that to my watch list, and I just took it off my watch list.
yeah, I figured I should warn folks if you're going to get totally invested. And it's not new. It's from like 6 years ago or something like that. Or maybe even longer. So, but if you're craving an X-Files kind of vibe and you don't care how things end, look, X-Files didn't give us answers either. So I guess it does kind of mirror X-Files. Because X-Files was like a popcorn fart with that whole UFO storyline.
When they did explain things, I like 2 days later, I was like, I don't know what's going on next.
You're like, what?
They made it so complicated. It's like,
Yeah, they totally lost the thread of what the hell they're
yeah.
trying to tell.
I've watched that show twice the whole way through. I have no idea.
Now, Chris Carter, I'm sure, has no idea either.
Yeah, like, are the aliens even real? I don't know.
All right. On to you, Jason.
Alrighty. I have been playing a game that I think I talked about years ago, but I never actually finished. I went back to it, called Dying Light 2, which is essentially The Hunger in a video game form. There are zombies out during the day. It's post-apocalyptic. A virus has wiped everyone out and turned people into zombies. But at night, what are called volatiles come out. And light hurts them.
Right.
And they're super powerful, strong, and fast. They can climb up buildings, and they've completely wiped out humanity. And you are a guy trying to fight with these two factions. You're trying to get people medicine and guns. You're trying to restore power and basically save this city and find this doctor who screwed you up as a kid.
Have you called your lawyer?
This is The Hunger. Like, the guy's name's not Lance, but it might as well be.
Holy cow.
This game is a ton of fun. I love it. I had stopped playing it a while ago. I just kind of lost interest in it, but I'm going back and playing through it with Dave, and it is a freaking blast. The parkour is great, but man, when it turns night and you're stuck outside without light, you are in deep shit, and it's like you're running for your life because these things are coming. It's cool. So if you haven't played it, it's a couple years old now, so you can probably get some good deals on it. Dying Light 2 is great, and I should be getting a cut.
I'm telling you, this is where you are a impartial reviewer, because I would just crap on it, even if it was the greatest thing ever, just because of what it, stole my idea.
I don't remember when the first game came out. I mean, I don't think it was before the Hunger series. I'm just saying.
Uh-oh, maybe they're going to be suing you. Maybe we should shut up about this movie.
You know
this
what?
thing.
Let me look this up before I talk anymore.
Colin Farmer says, did they use the term yins in the game?
You know what? They didn't completely steal me off. You're correct. 2015. So my
Farmer
first
gets some bonus points for that, Paul.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
If you ever wanted to play The Hunger, go buy Dying Light, and I won't get a penny, and you'll have fun.
Yay, Jason doesn't get paid.
I Am Legend called and is laughing at all of you.
All right,
Yeah,
speaking
well,
of
shut
legends, it's Jack's turn.
I got another one for you. This one is called I Am Lisa. It's from 2020. It's a werewolf movie. So it's a small town somewhere, I don't know. And there's this bookish girl. She actually runs a used bookstore. And one day, this pack of ruffian girls come in and are mean to her. And one of them steals a book and they push her around a little bit. And then later, the lead girl comes back and sort of makes a pass at her, which she rebukes it. So the girl the girl goes to the sheriff to complain that she's been assaulted, although the group of girls came back and gave her the book back a few days later. So when she's like, they stole a book, but they brought it back. She's like, well, then they didn't steal the book, did they? Whatever. Anyway, the sheriff, this woman sheriff, and her deputy, who's her son, the lead ruffian girl is her daughter. So the sheriff is really mean to the bookish girl. And then they end up beating her up, sexually assaulting her, and leaving her in the woods to die and be eaten by wolves. But she's bit by a wolf and becomes like a werewolf.
Good
and
Lord.
Then it becomes like, I spit on your grave, but I'm a werewolf.
All right.
Okay.
Now, the werewolf effects are kind of like, you know, in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, when a vampire would vamp out and their face would just change and maybe they get some claws.
Yeah.
That's kind of the extent of the werewolf. So we're on a very low budget on this movie. Also, I give them an A for effort with the budget that they had. But you feel the low budget on this. The writing, I explained what they did to this girl, but they hardly show any of it. And the escalation from, I'm telling you that they stole a book and they pushed me around, to, we're going to kill you and leave you in the woods, kind of just goes 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. It seems like a little bit of an overreaction.
It takes Mean Girls to a whole other level.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's on Prime. And if you're interested in independent film and you want to support somebody, like I said, they get an A for effort. It's a werewolf movie. You know.
Well, that's where it was pretty much doomed to begin with.
Yeah. if you want to check one out, you could do worse than this. And like I said, the premise of basically, I spit on your grave with a werewolf is
All
there.
Right. I won't be watching that. But thank you, Jack, for letting me know in case I was tempted.
Not the best title I've ever heard in my life.
No.
Well, whatever.
Let's say this. It's got a little bit of ginger snaps in it.
That's not a bad thing.
I spit on your grave, ginger snaps, and somebody's video camera in the backyard.
Out. Done. All right. I went to Netflix and I watched this movie, the Swiss horror movie, The Conference.
Oh, I've heard of that.
So it's about a group of municipal workers who go to this like little getaway to discuss building this mall. And it's, it's one of those things where everyone gets together and you do like, the role-playing games and team building games and all that crap. Almost everybody is just a complete asstard, and the kind of people you'd be stuck with at one of these team building conferences.
Asstard.
You just mostly schmucks. One guy who's like so far out there. It's like God made him to be like a weird bad guy. You've got this great looking kind of Pinocchio masked killer in it at one point. But yeah, they're all there and they're doing their trust building exercises and all that stuff. And then killing starts to happen. And it's just, it's a typical slasher movie. One by one, they all fall down. and who will survive. The acting in this is not the strongest you're ever going to see. It's not subtitled, so it's Swiss, but they're speaking English. Are they? Or was it dubbed? Now I can't remember. I saw it a couple of weeks ago.
I think that movie's dubbed because I think I started watching it and I had to bail, and I think it was dubbed, but I
might be.
That.
Yeah, I can't remember, but it is gory. It has some pretty fun kills. I just started to check out after a while. I've done these kind of things, so I was looking forward to watching these kind of people, and I would just superimpose people I've been with and watch them die and get some joy out of it. But I didn't get as much joy as I was hoping for. But it's okay. It's an okay slasher movie. And I like the idea of a big-ass Pinocchio without the big nose running around going after people. So
The Mask looked interesting.
Yeah, it was different. My thing is, if you were going against a whole group of people, why are you putting on this giant mask that really limits your ability to see anything? Probably takes your balance off. But he does a lot with the mask. I give him credit. He's got skills. He's got mask skills.
Well, I mean, if you're going to be in a fight to the death, you want to lower your field of view to like 15 degrees.
My favorite of all time is Motel Hell. I'm going to put on that giant pig mask that has two little slits for eyes. This is how I'm going to go out. I can't imagine. I just lost this chainsaw fight. So, yeah, Netflix, if you're tooling around, if you love Swiss horror, there you go. I prefer
Nothing
Swiss
better
horror.
than Swiss horror about a team building exercise.
Swiss horror, little Swiss cheese, little Swiss Miss, hot cocoa. Gets us up a whole day of Swiss. It's nice. Nice. All right. Do we have anything else?
Done.
We're all done? All right. Prepare yourself for the danger and terror of the monkey.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
There are times often when I'm sitting with my cat and it's just me and him. I'm going, come here, monkey. Get out here, you monkey. Monkey is one of my words. I just love the word monkey. Ring the bell. Michael Clark, $4.99. I love it. He's always with the 99. Which is scarier, the attic scene in Hereditary or the attic scene in Beau is Afraid?
Oh, damn you.
The attic scene in Beau is Afraid, because I'm so afraid of the length of that movie that I haven't seen it.
You know what? We bitch about the length of that movie, and I realized one day I watched almost 5 hours of King of Queens without really even getting up.
It's a weird thing. If it's episodic, how much easier it is to just sit all day.
Yeah. So,
all right, I'm making a note.
For now, we're going to say Hereditary, but fine. If you can build us some swag, some Beau is Afraid swag. I don't know.
Hereditary freaking rules, by the way. So
that movie's so good.
Unbelievable.
I was just talking to a normie who just saw it for the first time. Like, oh my God, that scene with the girl.
I tell you, I saw the trailer for that. I had no desire to see that movie. And I walked out like, that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
I always did Toni Collette have to go to the therapy or like a spa for a month just to get over the trauma of that movie?
No, because she's just an awesome actress.
Jeez. The fact that she wasn't nominated is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of the best performances of this century in a horror movie.
So there you go, Michael Clark. It's Hereditary. I don't give a shit about those.
Maybe if you gave us $5, we would have watched it already.
That's right.
One more cent for a $5 foot long.
Penny pinching is costing you.
Oh, all right. So, Jack, do you want to tell us what the old monkey's about?
This is about a father who's got a wind-up monkey that when it gets wound up, people die. And then his two twin sons inherit it, and it wreaks havoc on their childhood. And they try and deal with it. And then when they grow up, the monkey comes back and starts to ruin their adulthood. The monkey.
There you go.
Now, originally this monkey was supposed to be the monkey that had symbols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Toy Story has copyrighted that.
Are
so
you
they
kidding me?
Switched it to a drum.
How is that legal?
They copyright a toy? A ubiquitous toy?
Didn't this King story come out in the 80s?
Yeah.
I think I have a book with the cover with
But the
monkey.
toy itself.
Oh my god. Freaking Disney.
I
So,
hate everything.
Jack, did you have one of the, I had a symbol monkey as a kid.
I did not have that monkey.
It was freaking creepy. I could thank my dad for that.
Did you
Did you
spank
beat
it?
on your monkey?
It did kill my family, so I loved it.
Did you
I
spank
loved
it?
my monkey. I spanked that monkey every chance I got. Spanked this till his ass was raw and red. Jason, what did you think of the monkey?
I really liked this. I went in cold again, saying that having read the story when I was probably 13 or 14, and I have not read it since. So until I looked up some of the story when I got home, I couldn't remember anything except the monkey with the symbols and people dying. I could remember nothing else. I will say it took me a while to get the tone of this movie. I was expecting it to be not a horror comedy. I was thinking it was just going to be horror, and it kind of took a while for my brain to switch over.
Yeah.
But I liked the comedy in this a lot more than I expected. I think this is going to be one of those movies where if you don't like the comedy, you are really not going to like this movie. But I dug this a lot. And I will be blown away if this somehow doesn't make my top list of the year. Is 2025 shaping up to be the best year ever at this pace?
Could be. I miss bitching about the movies. I can't do it this year.
To get this many movies that I enjoy in the first 2 months theatrically in a year is like unbelievable. So normally this is how many movies I have for a year that were theatrical releases that make my list. So yeah, I like this a lot. It doesn't feel like an Oz Perkins movie at all. I would have never guessed this was an Oz Perkins movie. So it was a good change of pace for him. I dug it.
All right. What about you, who did not get the popcorn bucket?
So I like this movie. I thought the kills in this movie are some of the best. I kind of got the vibe from the beginning, and I was really, really digging it. But if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't know, somewhere in the second half, I don't know if I was getting tired, fatigued from this movie. It was running out of gas for me. So, like, I didn't walk out like first 20, 30 minutes of this movie, I was like, oh my God. And I walked out like, yeah, that was good. But something about the second half that, I don't know if the tone changed or something like that. I want to talk about it with you guys. That it lost a couple of points for me, but I want to see it again because maybe I was just really tired and it was me. But
I think your
there's
lungs
a
are
lot
probably
to
struggling.
What?
Your lungs are probably struggling. Not enough oxygen to the brain. Probably no.
So I would definitely recommend it. I definitely enjoyed it, but there's something keeping me from pushing it over the cliff.
All right, I get it. I didn't get to go in cold because it was the trailer in like the last 3 movies I've seen in the theater, so it was unavoidable. So I knew it was a horror comedy. It was jarring knowing that I've seen everything Oz Perkins has put out, and this is nothing like anything I mean, there are moments where you see his touch, but man, this is just in a whole other level.
I never would have guessed it ever.
No, I mean, if you went in and just didn't know who the director is and they gave you a choice of 3 directors, I never would have chosen Oz Perkins. This is
compare this to Longlegs. I mean,
yeah,
it is stark the difference
because he doesn't have a really big sense of humor. So
I didn't think.
Well, nothing he's ever done had the cartoonish violence that this had.
No,
maybe he's a funny dude.
It could be.
He is. He was the uncle in the movie.
Oh my God! Yes,
that's right. Yeah, who was funny as hell.
That I was cracking.
I mean, he was right out of Napoleon Dynamite.
He was. He could have been Uncle Rico. But I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. From the very opening where you got Adam Scott, and I had just finished the series of Parks and Rec like days earlier.
Love
So
that
I'm
shit.
still in Parks and Rec mode. From him in the pawn shop. I love that you got Tatiana Maslany. How does that you say her name? As the
Yeah,
mom. Yeah, sounds good enough to me. Yeah, I'd love the humor in this movie. The gore, the kills were just the best I've seen in a while. They were nuts.
And so over the top.
uh,
Like so over the top.
I came out of the movie theater and I was texting my friend and he's like, well, how was it? I said, unhinged. This movie is unhinged.
That's a good description.
I said, so just be ready. So I thought it was great. Once they become adults, it's set in Casco, Maine, which I know that town very well. It's home of the Casco Days Fair in every July. It's 2 towns over from Bridgeton, Maine, where Stephen King lived, and he sets a lot of stuff where The Mist was set. So it's definitely in the King world.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't filmed there at the end, so it was filmed in Vancouver. I was like, cheats. Don't give money back to Maine, please.
The new season of Reacher is supposed to be taking place in Maine and then up and down from Connecticut to Massachusetts. And I'm like, none of this was filmed anywhere near here.
No, probably Serbia. You got to save money. So I thought The Monkey was really good. I'm the same as you, Jason. This has to make the list. It's too good not to.
It could make my list too. I'm just saying I have some problems with it.
Yeah. And you're allowed to have problems because I could see if you went in thinking you're getting a full scary movie.
Yeah.
You might walk out this.
It took me a while because I was like, that was goofy. That was weird. And I was just like, oh, okay. I'm getting this now.
And I understand why he did it because just the concept of a killer wind-up monkey is kind of stupid.
It's got a Final Destination vibe to this whole movie, except the monkey is causing the Rube Goldberg.
And a lot goofier. Like a lot goofier than Final Destination.
Totally. But the story itself is a coke-fueled nightmare, so I get it.
Did you guys catch the Stephen King character names from other movies? I only caught 2 of them.
I caught Annie Wilkes.
Annie Wilkes and Big Bill from It.
Oh, who was Big Bill?
The main kid, the leader of the kid group.
No, in the movie though.
Oh, the younger brother? Wasn't he?
I don't remember. Wow, and I just saw it yesterday.
I think it was the younger brother. Yeah, I think so because they kept saying about how he was bigger because he ate more of the placenta.
Yeah, it was so funny because they're twins, right? And at one point when they go back to the old family home, the son looks at the picture and goes, they were twins. I'm like, they don't look anything alike. Who would ever think
Not at the beginning
twins?
of the movie.
No.
At the end of the movie, they look very much alike.
Yeah. But if you're just looking at a picture of those 2 kids, you would never just go, oh, yeah, twins. Thought that was a reach. So do we want to do spoilers?
Yeah. Let's do it.
I'm going to say I think it's good to say we have 3 thumbs up. Just 1 thumb is not as
definitely thumbs up. Look, there is a kill in the swimming pool that I can't get enough of. It's like, first of all, like the most beautiful woman in the world on a diving board. And you're just like, oh, I cannot wait to see how this is going to turn out. And boom.
Yeah. And talk about a Final Destination setup for everything leading to that death.
That was the one to me where I was like, okay, this is the kind of movie this is. That was insane for no reason.
Yeah. I don't think if there was a little bit of electricity in a pool that you would explode.
Yeah. Well, that's where it started to
pieces.
It started to go that route. Like there's the hornet nest thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so cool.
I mean, that was out of a Roger Rabbit movie.
Now, and it looks silly with them going in, but the effect of them burrowing out of his face
was cool.
I was like,
you know who that was?
No.
That was the kid from Halloween Ends.
Oh.
The Michael Myers.
I remember. No. Deleted.
Yeah. I thought he looked familiar. I would have never connected those dots.
Wow. I'm surprised that's your favorite movie.
I know. Where's Chad?
He's going to send in a $5 comment. That movie's actually pretty good.
The Halloween apologist. What else you got?
The opening scene was with the spear gun. I was watching this going, this is Final Destination.
Totally.
Yeah.
They should have been playing the when these.
But then he found the flamethrower. I love. Now there's no like discussion of that later. They just talk about my dad got this monkey. Your dad said,
well, yeah, none
fire.
of them knew about that because Dad just disappears.
I guess, but did he go to jail? I suspect he went to jail.
I assumed he was dead.
I didn't. I thought he lived because he wielded the flames.
Maybe
a cool
in
way
the
to try to
monkey
get rid of
too.
it.
So
Well,
I have a
it can
question.
happen. Yes.
The end of the movie, basically, the town is going through a mini apocalypse,
Yeah.
and there's an awesome scene with the school bus with the cheerleaders getting clipped, and there's like this ghost guy on a horse.
Well,
that
the Pale
stops
Rider,
with them.
yeah, from the
like the
Apocalypse.
Bride of the Apocalypse. What was that?
It was death.
Yeah, he was death having a good old time.
I'm embarrassed to say it took me way too long to realize that. I thought the same thing. I was like,
He
who's the
didn't
dude
have
on
a
the
death-like
horse?
look on his face, though. He just looked like a.
Is the
Looks like
Pale Rider,
Tired
the
Guy.
Pale Horse? Yeah, he was death.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it took me way too long. I was like, oh, okay. It kind of makes sense because everyone is dying and this dude is busy right now.
The cheerleader thing was weird because they show up 2 times. One to stand outside a house where they're bringing out a body and they're cheering the body being brought out on the stretcher.
What was that? I didn't get that.
I don't know either. Was it just to set up that they're crazy and out of touch with reality?
I don't know. Is this Osgood's Coke movie? Like, I don't know what this. There was a lot
This
going on.
definitely
At the
was
end
a
of the
Coke
movie.
But yeah, I mean, they were just so far removed from what's going on around them that then you see their heads get ripped off by a passing truck. Christopher Brancato, $5. He went the extra penny. Now let's see what he's got. My cousin's physics class is working on a Rube Goldberg project for their school fair. I'm thinking I'll respectfully pass on attending. You might want to pass. Is it in Casco, Maine? If it is, don't go there.
Good call.
Or bring cheerleaders.
If it's next to a building being built that has a lot of girders and stuff, stay away.
Oh,
Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, that was awesome.
My old man brother has to go to bed. Oh, it's 9:00. Oh.
I did think Oz Perkins was great in this movie.
His cameo as the uncle?
Yeah, but Elijah Wood, I could have used more Elijah Wood.
What a crazy cameo.
I thought he was going to come back in the movie.
So did I. I kept waiting for him to appear.
Oh! Mike Toten, $5.01.
Happy birthday to you. Saturday is Toten's birthday.
Little Full Metal Giant. You look like 100 pounds of chewed bubblegum, son. It's his 50th birthday on Saturday.
That's a big one.
He's going to celebrate by sending Jason 50 shitty movies.
Are you going to get drunk somewhere? I feel like that's a big one. 50th is a big one.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, man. That's awesome.
I got drunk on my 50th. It was a good day.
Thanks for making up for Clark's cheapness. Appreciate that.
We now get 3 $5 footlongs.
We can. Oh my God. I'm getting the meatball.
Do they do those anymore?
Chicken teriyaki.
The $5 footlong? I'm sure not. You got to crack some eggs to make that bread.
Footlong?
Yeah, forget it. The good times are over. Can't get nothing cheap anymore. I had something I wanted to bring up and I totally lost it.
We're talking about death, the cheerleaders, cocaine, Elijah Wood's cameo. You expected him to come back?
Yeah, I wanted him to come back. Oh, I love the scene. And I saw this movie at night. It's the first movie I have seen in the theater at night since Longlegs. So it must be an Oz Perkins thing.
Oh.
It was me in the front and a couple in the back. That was it. There was nobody else in the theater. When the kids
night?
At night.
Wow.
It's Monday night. It's in a dying mall over here. I think this theater's the
This
only
isn't a
mall going.
mainstream movie either.
No, not when they got Captain America playing. When the kid was fantasizing and he dropped that bowling ball on his brother's face, the two behind me screamed, and they were adults.
Really?
Yeah. I thought that looked really. It looked cool though.
I
Who
forget
hasn't
what they
tried that?
said, but they opened the bag and the body's like all. It looks like
Oh my
dog food.
God.
What was that? It was something very specific they said that was funny as hell.
Yeah, it was funny as hell.
Oh,
Yeah, because the uncle got trampled by horses in
Yeah.
his sleeping bag.
oh, they opened the sleeping bag and it was something that's like
Such a
super
great
foul.
line.
Yeah.
It looked like when Kevin in the office spilled his big pot of chili.
Yes.
But yeah, that was really gross. But
So
again,
the movie
funny.
The movie cost 10 to 11 million and has made 21.6 so far.
Oh,
so
awesome.
Yeah,
it's
all these
doing
movies
great.
are making their money. Companion has made almost 40 million worldwide. It cost 10. Hard Eyes has made its money back. The Presence has made its money back. So
Outstanding.
yeah.
That's great news.
Horror hounds are supporting. They're going out to the theater, not just staying huddled in their houses. I'll wait till I can get it on free on demand.
I'm gonna wait 20 years and watch it on Tubi.
Jack, we can't wait that long. We might not have
Yeah.
20 years. We got to watch it now.
Biological clock is ticking.
So yeah, I mean, it's nice to see a well done Stephen King movie. And when you see it, stay to the end, because the end after the credits, you get the trailer for his next movie.
Yeah,
It's
that's right.
later this year.
It's unbelievable. I forgot to mention, what was the main actor's name? Theo James
Yeah.
does a great job in dual roles in this movie.
He
really
So does the kid.
Yeah. They both
Yeah.
really carry the humor well.
The kid surprised me. I like that they made him a little bit older and he had the deepest voice in the movie. But I thought he was really good.
Tatiana Maslany
Was Lonnie?
had some really great lines. She's not in the movie long, but when she talks about not going in the kids' room anymore since she found the stiff sock.
That stiff sock. Oh.
She's like, what are you doing in there? Do I not want to know? Like shit like that. Like she had really good lines.
And the touching post-funeral moment when she's telling them all that they're going to die. She's going to die. I'm like, oh my God. This mother's horrible.
And this movie takes the mantle from last year. It was the that found footage, or the one that follows the killer around the woods. That was the best kills movie.
Oh, in a violent nature. Yeah.
In Violent Nature.
Mm.
This is this year's best kill movie.
And all the kills in this were fun too, whereas that one was mean. This is like 80s horror kill feel.
And now that's 2 movies in a row where we got fun kills, because fun kills in Hard Eyes too.
True.
But not as good as this one.
And it's magical to get 2 good horror comedies
In a row.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
What? You know, I just thought I said 3 movies on my list this year. It's 4. Just thinking about everything you listed, and then 2 horror comedies. That's wild.
I don't know what to say. We're going to be very busy this year. Although watch There's Nothing Good Now until October.
I know. This summer's going to be brutal.
Have you seen the trailer for Sinners?
Never even
No.
heard of it.
It's Michael B. Jordan. It's coming out soon. It's a vampire movie. It takes place like in the Deep South.
Oh, I did see that. Not this time around, but a couple of movies back.
I am out of my mind psyched for that movie.
When is that?
I think it's in March.
Yeah.
That, and I saw a trailer with Dave Franco and Alison Brie.
Yes.
Horror, looked like a weird slow burn horror movie that they've done. But that's not till August. So who knows?
I actually got to the theater in time to see the trailers. This is the first time in I don't know how long. And I got 2 Marvel trailers and the Finn Wolfhard trailer. That was it. That's all I got. And I was like, what? Okay. So I still am not spoiled at all for anything.
You're lucky. I got like 7 or 8.
I started looking at my phone during some of them because I was like, all right, enough of the spoilers.
Yeah, this local theater, it's very small, and they only play 3 trailers before every movie. It's wild.
God
Well, I get
them.
like a
10 minutes
half hour
max.
of trailers.
After I'm done with Maria Menounos' Nuvi.
Newvie.
Yeah, I get none of that. It's pretty sweet.
You're lucky.
My friend and I, we get the Nicole Kidman thing. We're like, why is this the thing?
I can't believe they're still playing that. It's been around forever. What are they going to have you going? Let's go down to the lobby. Have her all dressed up. Look, she looks like she's made of plastic in that thing. Anyway, she doesn't even look like a real person. Strange. So, talking about all these good movies, I don't know of anything else that's out there right now worth watching. So,
I think we're gonna have to find something on pay-per-view. I think there's some promising stuff we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right,
we're gonna have to have a meeting of the minds at the round table and figure it all out. So we'll let you know probably moments before we go live next week.
That's correct.
But until then, please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell people younger. Just don't tell your mom and dad. Tell young kids. Let's get the kids involved in this thing.
Yeah.
Just need a new generation. Especially
get off the TikToks. Watch the old fucks talk about movies.
Get off the talks. I mean, the one thing that teaches you is like there's an abundance of girls with large breasts in the world. That's really all TikTok is.
This is on TikTok?
You haven't
I never
seen?
made an account.
Oh, you might want to. So until then, have a good night and a good week.
Bye, everyone.